Well, hey guys, welcome back to 42 Pros, and in this video, we're going to go through how I set up the Rode VideoMic NTG and wirelessly transmit it as a boom shotgun using the Rode WirelessGo Mark II. And ever since that wireless system has come out, this has been my primary, 100% of the time, this is how I've done interviews when I'm booming or scooping a shotgun mic. This has been wonderful. Everything is small, everything is compact, so I don't have to bring all these extra cables anymore on my video shoots that I do interviews on. So man, oh man, it's saving me weight, saving me space, all that fun stuff. You know how I like to travel light, compact, and small when I could get the high quality results, and that's what you're getting out of this system right now. Matter of fact, you're listening to it right now. Like I said, 100% of the time, if I'm doing a boom shotgun or a scoop shotgun system, this is how I'm doing it. It has worked out great for me. So let's go ahead and get into it. We'll show you all the ins and outs of what I do as far as setting it up, where I put all my settings, and my starting points of how I get started with recording my interviews. Okay, so we're back here at the desk, and we are going to go through the setup basics of the WirelessGo and the NTG system. So that's how I'm going to say Go and NTG. Okay, I'm actually going to unplug this. I normally have the little wind muff. I normally keep that in the transmitter just so I don't lose it, because you can still plug in to our port here with it on. You can just kind of slide it out of the way and plug stuff in. So yeah, just so you know, right here on this Go's transmitter, this, we'll turn it right side up. You can see that it's a little microphone. Okay, hopefully it's getting in focus pretty good for you. All right, and that's where you can actually plug in like a lavalier Go and all that good stuff. So if you want to run a lavalier system wirelessly, just like you would with a wireless pack, then that's how you do it. But in our case, we're actually going to plug in the NTG into our transmitter there, and we'll get started. So cool feature about the NTG, if you didn't know it, I'm telling you, this system's is the bomb. When you turn on the WirelessGo 2 transmitter, it automatically turns on. It has that auto power feature, or the auto power recognition feature. So when you turn stuff on, if you have this plugged into your camera, you turn your camera on, the mic turns on. When you turn it off, it recognizes it over a certain amount of time, it'll turn off. Same thing here with the Go transmitter, okay? All right, so good starting point just to get started so you can get familiar with the setup is you turn your dial to 1, okay? If you can see that, yep. Turn your dial to 1, have this plugged in, make sure it's powered on, obviously. And just for noise purposes, I unplugged this. But then turn this on, obviously. As you can see, I'm only in the mono system right now, and I wanted to do that just to make it a little easier to see. You know, you got your signal bar there, and it's a lot easier to see when this is in mono, okay? So I'm actually going to flip it up. We're going to put it right there, okay? So I can hold both pieces. So right now, I have the shotgun mic pointed up here toward my my voice, my mouth, and it's about 15 inches away, which is a little close, okay? You don't want to be quite this close, but with the micro adjustment volume at -21, the Rode NTG at 1 on the dial, you can see about where we're getting, which is about halfway on the signal bar, okay? Your input signal bar, all right? That's a touch low, in all honesty. So just start creeping this up. We're going to go to 5, okay? All right, so as you can see, we're on 5. I'll put it back in the same spot, and you can see we're getting up there almost to that 2/3 section, really close to that 70%, which I think 70% is about where the yellow indicator of the bar will come into play. So as you can see, when I did my P there, it crept on up. So we're getting really close to where we need to be And in all honesty, this would be a good starting point to do your interviews. You still have a little bit of room that you can play with, but depending on your subject, this is something that you'll have to figure out. But if they get really loud really quick, then this might be a really good setup for you, because of the fact that you don't want it to peak, you know. Granted, the internal recording, as you can see with this red dot, is going. So everything that comes into this shotgun mic right here will be recorded on this transmitter. So if by chance your internal audio in your camera does peak and it distorts, then you can bring this piece back in, okay, download the audio, grab that section that you need, and, you know, heck, you might even want to, you know, pair it up and actually use this audio because it is a waveform piece of audio. You know, that's something I hadn't talked about a whole lot, but you're getting recorders with this when you boom wirelessly. Okay, very, very professional feature that a lot of people don't think about, because you're literally getting a WAV file format right here in the transmitter of the boomed shotgun mic audio, and you're wirelessly transmitting it back to your camera. So you get multiple copies of your audio, which is a good thing. All right, so just for demonstrations of what not to do, okay? So if your audio is peaking, okay, and distorting like mad, then your dial is probably turned up too much. And this is what I mean, okay? Now we can see that our signal bar is peaking just about every time I open my mouth. This would sound horrendous, and this would be a no-brainer. So if you're setting up your audio and your equipment, I should say, and just through some initial testing, you hear it clipping, digital clipping inside the camera when you're monitoring your audio and listening to it, then your dial is most likely too high, okay? So let's bring this dial back. Actually, let's go back to about 7. So as you can see, we're on 7, okay? Put it back in the same spots, and you can see that we're just about peaking into the yellows just about every time. This to me is ideal. If you can get this for every subject that you have that you're recording, this gives you an excellent signal to noise ratio. So when you go to put your video clips and stuff in your editor, you'll be able to clean up that noise floor very, very easily. And this will be an easy setup for you to use in your editor. And the audio will sound super pristine. You'll have that breathy high end. You'll get those rich lows and a clean middle frequencies. So it's really, really easy to clean up in post. Okay, so we're back here, and as you can see, I have the Rode WirelessGo right here. It's plugged into the A7 III, and we have a little bit of the screen right here, so hopefully you can see real well. I apologize, I don't have any screen recorders, or this would be a lot easier. Okay, so I'm going to go into my audio settings, which it's currently on 3. We're going to go down to 1, okay? And so as you can see up here, we still have that good strong signal, that good quality signal coming into the receiver, but down here it's pretty low, okay? And I'll go ahead and turn this feature on so we can see it a little bit better, okay? All right. So as you can see, we're spiking or peaking up around minus 20 dB. That is not enough on the internal camera, okay? So what we'll need to do is I'll tilt this forward. We need to adjust our volume here. So I went up to minus 15 dB, and you can see that we've gotten a little bit better. We're getting up there close to that minus 12 dB on our spikes, but we still need to go just a touch further. We can do that a couple of different ways. With the Sonys, the preamps are pretty good. So we can actually turn up this volume, or we can turn up this volume. So just to keep it as clean as possible, we're going to turn this up one more time on the Go's receiver. So as you can see, we're at minus 12 dB, okay? And then down here, now we're getting right there at that -12 to -10 dB on the regular basis. So as we're talking, this is getting really good audio, okay? But just to fine tune it just a little bit more, if you have the time to do this, I'm going to bring it up to about 3, maybe 4, and you'll see the difference. Oops, let's go back here. So you'll see the difference there. It's actually getting up there close to 10, maybe even 8 on the scale here. And that is pristine. That might be a little bit too rich, so we'll actually dial it back to 3. Let's go back to, yeah, 3. There it is. And as you can see, we're sitting right there on that 12 dB on the regular. And that's really and truly what you want to see on your internal camera audio setting, okay? As you sit your subject down, if you can get it right there around 12 dB, somewhere in that general neighborhood, that is a great signal to noise ratio inside the camera that you can use tremendously, okay? But don't forget, if you screw it up here, if you're using this system, you'll have a backup plan right here in the Rode WirelessGo transmitter, okay? So don't forget about that, all right? But there you go, guys. That's the setup. That's how I kind of walk through it. Depending on my subject, it may be a little bit different. The dial may be a little less sensitive. I may have a little more volume here in camera, but it all depends on the subject. But this is how I set it up. Hopefully you can get a good idea of how to do it yourself, you know, for your setups and stuff. And yeah, that's how we do it. All right. Well, there you go, guys. Rode VideoMic NTG and the Rode WirelessGo 2 setup, complete setup. You can see exactly what I'm doing there with you know, making sure you're not clipping and all that good stuff inside of the WirelessGo 2. That is very crucial. But if you've been on the fence about getting this this system and this setup, I promise you, if you do any amount of interview work, this will save you a ton of time. Oh man, I'm telling you. Plus, you get good quality results, you know? So as you can hear right now, this is straight out of camera. I may have to adjust it just a touch for the volume just to make sure it's kind of up there where it needs to be so it won't interfere with your video watching experience. But everything else, unprocessed. No EQ, no processing, no isotope, no nothing. This is straight out of camera. This is what you get. And man, I promise you, this is a great setup. The only regret that you will have in buying this setup is that you didn't buy it earlier. So anyways, guys, hopefully you enjoyed it. If you did, YouTube stuff down below, greatly appreciated. Links are in the description as well. They will be affiliated, so if you do use these, thank you. No extra cost to you, but some of it will come back to me so I can continue to make some of these videos for you guys and help you out. But that's it. Till next time, get the gear that's right for you, because only you can do your projects. And since we usually only have one chance to get it right, why not do it right and just do it once? Till next time, guys, we'll see you in the next video.